Hey everyone. Um, Thanks for joining in. We'll just start, and then as people join in, they can watch the recording if they miss anything. So thanks for coming. My name is Rami Tabbara. I'm the co-founder and co-CEO of Stake. On the call with me is Dane as well, who is our head of product. Um, Today we are here to talk about StakeOne, which is our latest product launch. It's the most exciting product launch we've done since we started the business after a fractional and Saudi. And just to give you a quick background, it's something that our users have been asking for over 2 years. But it's taken us time to kind of launch this and go to market with. We'll get into more details of what it is. As I said, that both myself and Dane are on the call. So our agenda for today, just to give you a quick background, an intro on what Stake is, who we are, what we do, introducing what StakeOne is, why Dubai, why now, and how does StakeOne work. We dive into our live opportunities, which are only going to expand, and then we can get into the Q&A. So back to the basics. Who are we? Who is Stake? So just to kind of tell you, for us, our mission is, we work in real estate. Our mission is real estate. Everything has to do with real estate. As you know, real estate is a very popular asset class, but as you know, it's very hard to participate in. It's they don't have people don't have an easy way to come in. It's inconvenient. It's not transparent. There aren't many alternatives. It's illiquid. There's a huge concentration risk when you invest in real estate. And I've been part of the real estate market for the last 20 years. One of the major objections I would always see is people want to invest in real estate. There's a huge affinity to it, but it's expensive. It's not transparent, and there isn't an easy way of just really participating in this asset class that is the largest asset class in the world. Since 2021, which is when we launched, we've enabled over 1 million people from around the world to invest fractionally in properties and funds. And we say properties and funds because in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, we do funds, and in the United Arab Emirates, we do properties. We've rapidly become the leading and preferred real estate investment partner for thousands of investors globally. We're the leading platform in the region. We've registered significant growth quarter on quarter since we've joined. We have over 1 million users from over 200 nationalities, 170 countries. One thing that we're very proud of is since we've launched, we've already exceeded the billion in dirhams and funded transactions, which is a lot bigger than many other platforms out there. We're definitely the leading platform in terms of transactions, and we've paid out over 40 million in rental income, 40 million dirhams. But I'll also say that that number will continue to grow. So with over 500 properties now, we'll be paying over 50 million dirhams a year of rental income, and that's just going to compound as our properties grow. So far, as I just said, we funded since we launched over 503 properties, and that keeps on growing at a faster rate. Since the first half of 2025, we funded over 100 properties and have raised 220 million dirhams on the platform. That's just in the United Arab Emirates. At this rate, we're expected to cross over 600 million dirhams worth of properties by the end of this year, which will obviously take us to over 1.5 billion of transactions. And then the most important thing that I'd like to highlight is in 2025 alone, we've achieved a 97% occupancy rate across the entire portfolio. And our mission is to get it up to 100%. Our asset management team hate me for this, but one of the things that we continue to push for is full occupancy. So at 97%, we're almost there. And just this year alone, as I just said, we've distributed 20 million dirhams in rental income in dividends, and that will grow. So one of the things that when we launched the business, the real estate market is, one of the largest. Dubai is the most transacted city in the world, and people like to buy full homes. That's over 700 billion dirhams in Dubai. And I like to say we've built the most advanced real estate investment platform in the world. It's the most user friendly. It's the most transparent. And one of the things that we always got was people who've invested with us fractionally were like, "Hey, we love this app experience. We love what you guys have built, but now we want to buy a full home through you guys." It's both people who live in the United Arab Emirates, but also people who live outside of the UAE saying, "Hey, I want access to a full home, but I want the same experience that you've built for fractional, but I want it for full properties. Can you help me?" And we've heard this time and time again over the last 2 years, and it was just a no-brainer. So we're saying, okay, why can't we just build the technology that we've already built, expand that to full homes. And that's what StakeOne is. It'll allow you to buy, manage, and sell full properties digitally from one app from anywhere in the world. So what we've built is now you can from one app invest in fractional properties in Dubai. You can invest in funds in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and we recently announced you can now invest in a fund in the United States, so you have access to real estate in the United States, and then now you can buy full homes in the UAE on one app. And it's you don't have to download three different apps. It's literally one app. We've built this ecosystem of real estate products into one experience on the app. Why choose StakeOne over the traditional way? So it's all in one. You can buy, manage, sell, and earn rent on your properties in one easy to use app. And one of the things that I've always heard from our users is they want to track everything easily. They want to see how much is the occupancy, how much is their rent. They want it to be hassle free. They want to be in control. They want to be able to see all of that from one app, from one interface. But the most important thing is you all know, in Dubai, there's so many opportunities and so many developers out there that are selling product all the time. But people don't know where to go, where to start, which developer, which area, which location. And one thing that we've had the advantage of as a business is when we launched as a DFSA regulated business, the Dubai Financial Services Authority. And that comes with a lot of scrutiny. It comes in with a lot of responsibility from an investment platform to curate all of that, to cut through all the noise from all the properties, all the products are outside in the market, and to ensure that every single product that goes onto our app has gone through a proper due diligence and has gone through a proper study to ensure that those properties have the best potential for rental returns and capital appreciation. So we've taken that expertise and say, okay, now we do that for full homes anyways, but then we sell them fractionally. So let's do that same expertise, the same technology, the same algorithms that we use in the selection process, transport that to full homes. And that's what you get with StakeOne. You get curated deals on the platform, the same level of scrutiny that you would expect that we do under the DFSA business. We're now doing it under the RERA licensed StakeOne brokerage business. And the beauty of it is it's the full experience that you've gotten used to on the fractional business. You'll be able to see that fully onto the StakeOne platform. So we will have two types of options. As you know, on the fractional side, we only do ready properties, income generating properties that are either tenanted or vacant that we then rent out. What we're doing with StakeOne is we're doing the reverse. We're starting off with off plan. And the reason why is you guys know the off-plan market is around 65 to 70% of the market. We've always wanted to do off-plan. It's one of the major requests that we've gotten from our user base saying, hey, there's a huge opportunity to participate in some of the top developers' launches. We want to be part of it. So we've decided to launch with off-plan and enable you to invest into those long payment plans, which is around 4 to 5 years. And then we'll move on to ready properties in Q1. It's just a matter of time. I'll say one thing about the off-plan market on StakeOne is, when there's launches, people don't know if they're going to get allocation. They have to go send checks. They have to send money to a bank account. They might have to stand in line. We've seen all the crazy lines for all these launches. The beauty of what we've done, and as I said, being in the market for so long, is people don't want to go through that anymore. They don't want to go through a process that's manual, that's tedious. They want access to the off-plan market, but they want to do it digitally. So what we've done today is we've built the only digital investment platform that allows you to go into the app, buy off-plan property in such a seamless way, and then transact with us initially in the beginning through the reservation fee, and then continue on with the developer. And what we've done is all the developers that will be listing their properties on our platform, we've connected with them so that you will always get the updates on the app in terms of construction, in terms of any payments that are due. So not only will you be able to have access to that through the developer directly, but it's our responsibility to make sure all that information is on the app. So you'll never have to go stand in line. You'll never have to go worry about if you're getting allocation and fight for a 1-bedroom or a 3-bedroom. All of that is done on your behalf on our app for all the off-plan launches. And you're able to transact immediately through our app, book the unit that you want, and then own that property. And we take care of everything for you. And then in the terms of ready properties, similar to what we do today, which is find ready properties, the best rent-ready properties in the market, put them on the platform, and then allow you to invest in them fractionally. We will then, once we launch the ready properties, allow you to participate in those But then obviously, whether you can do that through a mortgage or pay full, you'll be doing that through the app on the StakeOne. So our asset acquisition team has set a specific criteria and a very rigorous process, as I just said. Locations with proven demand. We will only work with developers with track record. We won't work with everyone, and that's the discipline that we've implemented, as I said, with our fractional business being regulated by the DFSA. We've taken that full experience and put into StakeOne. We'll only focus on properties and projects that have strong capital appreciation potential and rental yield projection. We will definitely focus on the risk profile. We'll look at market trends. We have access to data, and we will have listings and valuations for all our properties. So one of the things that I didn't mention earlier is similar to what we do in our fractional business. Every property that goes onto the platform, every area will have valuation, which rarely anyone does. Even we will go and incur that study and underwriting to make sure that we look at every property. We give you the valuation. We give you a study on the neighborhood to ensure that every property that goes onto the platform, there's full studies that are done to help you with your decision process. And that's something which will help you cut through the noise whenever there's all these off-plan launches. We will make sure that anything that comes in, we've already done the homework for you and provide you with that information for you to go and make an educated decision before you put your hard-earned money behind the properties that are listed on the platform. As I said, we've handpicked Dubai's leading developers. This is the list we're starting off with, but we're definitely going to expand it. We're working with, I'm sure for those of you that are on the call and have participated in the market or are aware of the market, these are the most known developers and the most reputable developers in town. Amar, Nakhil, Miras, Ellington, Beyond, Shoba, and Prestige One. These are some of the leading developers in the market. As I said, we're going to expand this list, but we don't want to expand it to just including any developer. Every developer we've worked with, we stand behind all their projects, their quality, their pricing, their capital appreciation and rental perspective. So these are the developers we're launching with. Why own properties in Dubai now? Why is this a great time to invest in Dubai? So as some of you know already, record demand is really driving the values over the last 5 years since after COVID started. Dubai has really established itself as a city that everyone wants a piece of. Everyone wants to invest in Dubai. Over 9,800 millionaires are expected to move into the UAE by 2025. Dubai's population, with something that we're all very excited about, and I'm sure you felt with the traffic if you live in Dubai, has already hit 4 million people by 2025. That's a 6% annual growth. One thing everyone talks about is Dubai oversupply. There's a lot of supply coming to the market. I just want to highlight one thing. When developers announce off-plan projects, you have to realize that there's always at least a 4 to 5 year construction period. And that's if they finish on time. As we know, in construction, there's always some delays. But from all the supply that's announced, there's something called a realization rate. What that means is if I announce 100 projects, how many of those are actually going to get realized in the time that they were announced? So supply was always, when they announced there's 100,000 units, you have to expect that from those 100,000 properties over 5 years, that's, or over 4 years, 25,000 a year. How much do you expect of that 25,000 to actually finish on those years that are expected on the completion dates? And with the realization or absorption rate of around 62%, that will really drive in more demand, and you'll have more demand than supply coming in. Now, we do see a stabilization in the market. Nothing can keep going up. We see that as supply comes into the market, prices will stabilize. We've already seen some prices stabilize, but we don't see any price dip. As more supply comes in by 2026 and 2027, we'll see pricing the increases starting to cool off, which is very healthy for the market. 2025 forecast is 5 to 8% annual price growth with 7% rental yields growth. Dubai delivers 2 times the global average returns. So if you look at Dubai's market performance in H1 2025, 6.9% rental returns versus 3.15% global average. There is 226,000 transactions worth $207 billion in 2024, which was a 36% year-on-year growth. We're expecting this year to even be higher. And I just want to highlight one thing. With interest rates dropping, around the world, the Fed's cutting interest rates, which usually everywhere follows suit. your returns on real estate become a lot more attractive. When interest rates start dropping, we already see that saving rates starting to drop. When interest rates drop below 5 and 4%, people start looking for yield. And what better than a 5 to 6% yield in real estate and a very stable asset that's income generating, or has capital appreciation potential when you're buying off plan? I think it's a no-brainer as interest rates drop, and we've already seen it around the world. Whenever interest rates drop, the capital inflows to real estate tend to increase. What has that meant for stake investors in 2025? Over 13 million in the first half. 13 million has already been paid in rental income to stake investors, and 33% average appreciation on all our exits. And there's a lot more exits coming over the next 2 to 3 months, which will show you even more appreciation coming in. How it works, I'll pass it on to our head of product, Dane, who will explain and break it down for you.
Thanks, Rami. So just before we dive into sort of the steps of StakeOne, and then eventually I'll give you guys a little bit of a live demo of the actual experience. Just wanted to highlight that, as Rami said, this is driven by constant investor feedback that we get. This comes from years of developing an experience in the fractional side and trying to deliver that into the StakeOne experience. So we've taken all of those learnings and we've gotten a lot of feedback, and we've drafted this, and it's going to be a long journey of us continuing to build out this product, and this is just the beginning. So there's actually just 4 easy steps for investing on StakeOne. We tried to simplify the process as much as possible. So as Rami mentioned, all that we list are curated opportunities. So what you've come to know and expect from our fractional listings of curation and the various sort of things that we do and to list properties on the platform, we take that scrutiny to properties on StakeOne. And so you will see a shorter list than you would typically see on other platforms. There's over 200,000 listings in Dubai. We're only listing those that have investment potential lens. So that's how we view our opportunities on StakeOne. So it's a shorter list of properties that we specifically have vetted for investment potential. So we're not going to list the whole market. The second piece is that all you need to do on StakeOne is basically pay a reservation fee. What this does is actually reserves your unit with the developer. So you have it locked in on the app already. And then after that, we'll coordinate with you on the app on all the remaining next steps. You'll then send the remaining down payment to the developer. And post that, you'll be then on a payment plan with the developer, which I'll get into and how you can see that in the app. And we also offer pre-launches in which we'll be supporting expressions of interest and working with you through the app on getting the allocations for those units on the pre-launches. And so, again, this is an effort to try to digitize the process as much as possible. And one seamless experience, you can Apple Pay for your reservation in an off-plan unit. As I mentioned, the next step after the reservation is actually completing the down payment and tracking that through the app. And then finally, what happens on the payment plan side is that you're able to actually track your investment through its life cycle. And then eventually, post handover, you can decide to either rent that with us. We manage the property and pay you rent in a similar experience that you're used to today, or we can help you sell that property and realize the gains that you've had during the construction period. So, and we do this all in one seamless app where you can track this progress as you go. So, with that being said, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a live demo of this experience. So I will share screen here. There we go. Okay, cool. So just kicking off, this is the stake fractional properties experience that many of you know. And so the first thing I wanted to cover is how you actually access StakeOne. So if you look to the bottom right of the screen, you'll see this little hamburger menu here. If you tap on that, you'll see all of Stake's products that are accessible to you. So as Rami mentioned, we have a US fund that is launching. And so you can see our funds product, properties product, and then finally you see StakeOne full properties product. So if you tap on that, you'll just switch into that product. And right away, you'll see a list of some of the projects that we've listed so far on StakeOne. And so as Rami mentioned, these are curated. These are from the top developers. So you can see that the projects that we have listed currently are from Ellington and Mar. And you can see that we have gone through and done projections on these properties on these projects individually. So you can see the projected returns as well as the key stats. The projects that are available right now on the platform are launched projects. And we'll be also doing pre-launch projects soon as well. If you see on the top, we also have a tab for ready. As Rami mentioned earlier, we'll be rolling out ready income generating properties as well that are curated, where once you buy them, we will manage them and pay you rents into the app as well, just similar to the fractional experience. So just diving into off plan. If I go into this project here, Windsor House 2 in Dubai South, you can see the starting price of the units that we have available. You can see, obviously, pictures and some of the highlights. And so we provide that here with both exterior pictures and some of the interiors. Additionally, we of course have the brochure of the project, so you can go through some of the details about all the different aspects. So this goes into the payment plan and some of the community highlights and those aspects, and you can see some more of the actual renders themselves as well. We have the amenities here. We also have some information about the developer itself, so you can see the track record here for Ellington. Then we have one of the most important parts, which is the payment plan. So this is one of the things that makes off-plan quite unique, is that investors are able to come in at a quite low minimum through these developer-sponsored payment plans. And so just to break this down, we have a reservation amount here. So this 20,000 is the amount that you pay on the app to actually reserve your unit with the developer. And so that means that no one in the market can actually buy that unit. And so once that's reserved, you'd have 7 days to actually pay the down payment amount. So that's the initial payment to actually make you the owner of the property. And after that, you have a payment plan during the construction period in various installments where you actually pay in increments, and then you have the final handover payment. So just maybe tapping into the payment plan here, you can see that at the time of booking, after the reservation amount, you pay 20%, and then you have the various increments throughout the construction, and then you have the 30% payment on completion. So this just makes it easier as a much lower entry point to get in rather than having to pay for the whole unit price up front. And obviously this also maximizes your time value of money as well. Just again, diving in here, we have some highlights about the neighborhood. You can see where the project is located on the map here in Dubai South. You're able to see where it's located in proximity of the wider Dubai ecosystem. And then you have the master map, which gives you a view exactly on where this building is in relation to the community. I'll go into some of the units that are available, but just as far as expected process, so we can cover that. As I mentioned, you pay a reservation amount to basically secure your allocation in this unit, and then you have the down payment, which is to be completed in 7 days. And after that, you track all of your future payment plan installments through the app. So we'll help you notify you when those are due. You'll pay those to the developer. And then on handover, you can either rent it out through us and we'll pay you rent to the app, or we can help you sell that property and again realize those gains. And throughout the process, you'll be tracking this through the app, so you have full transparency. So just going into the units here, you can see that since we've launched, there's already this 1-bed unit that has been reserved by an investor. So I'll just go into one of these available ones. And so this is the two beds that we have available for this project. We have 4 units that are 2 beds that are available. So you can see the various ones. There's 2 types that are offered for this 2 bed. So you can click into each type and see the specific payment plan for that type. So if I just select this unit here and I go to the breakdown, you'll be able to get a better view. So as I mentioned before, the reservation fee is 20,000. However, we are running a launch promotion just for the next 3 weeks, which actually will be covering 10,000 of that reservation payment, which eventually goes to your down payment as well. So it's 10,000 dirhams off, just as our launch promotion. And you can see here that on the 20,000, it gets subtracted from the down payment amount that was 20%. So once you pay the 10,000 reservation, you'll then have the remaining down payment amount. There's also 4% DLD fees, which is a government tax that applies for every single property in Dubai. And we also have the Okud fee, which is also a government standard fee. And so all in all, the total due to book is 24% for this project. And so that's the total due to book here in the bottom. And just coming down here, because this is a very core part of the StakeOne proposition, is the investment strategies and all of the curation that goes into making sure that these properties are attractive investment opportunities. So there's 2 different strategies you can pursue when it comes to off plan. You can either buy and hold the property. So this property has a 2.9 year construction period from now until it's completed. So once it's completed, we have here a holding period of an additional 5 years where, again, this is just a suggested holding period, but you can do anything you want with your property. And so we would help you rent that out and pay you the rent. So you can see here that our projected average net yield for this particular unit type would be 5.3% after the handover. And then all in all, if you take appreciation and the net yield together, you're seeing about an average 12.6 annual return. And how we actually arrive to these assumptions, as Rami mentioned, what we do is a community study. So maybe let me give you an example of one of the community studies for our projects here. So basically, we commission these reports on the various communities to ensure that we understand the growth of the various areas. And based on that, we're able to project rent and appreciation for the area. And so that's what we do. And if you come here, I'll just navigate back to where I was. You'll see here, that's what feeds into our StakeOne projections Excel. And so you can actually download this Excel for every single project, and you're able to play around with the assumptions yourself so that you can see exactly how we arrive at that 12.6% average return. Again, this is based on a sensitivity analysis, but you can dive into all the details here, and the assumptions are driven by those community reports and some of the other experience that we have internally in the team. So that's the units that I'd like to reserve. So if I just tap on reserve here, you'll see that the reservation amount is 20,000 and it's 10,000 off because of the launch offer. So I'll just switch here and do Apple Pay. So here I will reserve the unit. This is just our testing environment. So I wish I could just reserve a unit like that. Hold on, I think this is because I'm sharing screen. Just give me one moment. I think it's the pop-up being blocked. One moment. Yeah, okay, now it works. I'm just gonna share screen again. Okay, sharing. Okay, yeah, the pop-up was being blocked because I'm airplaying to the computer. But after you make the reservation, you have the reservation receipt. So you can see that I made a 10,000 payment here with Apple Pay, and then basically you'll receive a confirmation in a few hours once we've confirmed that with the developer, and so that will officially book your unit, so no one else can take it. Following that, you'll need to complete the remaining down payment that you saw within 7 days. And after that, we'll send you the SPA, the sales purchase agreement, so that everything is final in the system and it'll be registered in the Ukud registration system, and you can track the future payments on the app. So that's the full flow for reserving a property on StakeOne. It's that easy. And as I mentioned, soon we'll be launching pre-launch projects as well, which is very similar. We'll just be putting in an expression of interest in a similar amount, which you could do with Apple Pay or your card. And that will put your expression of interest to receive an allocation. And then when it comes to launch day, we will work with you via the app to get you that allocation with the developer on that pre-launch project. So yeah, that's a bit of an introduction on StakeOne, and I will stop sharing and pass it back to Rami just to go through some of the details on the actual projects that we have available right now on the app.
Thanks, Dane. So a lot of people asked us, what are the areas that you've gone after? Why have you chosen them? So obviously we went with the largest developer in the United Arab Emirates, and actually the region, and one of the largest developers in the world. Emaar, are responsible for some of the biggest icons in the world, and specifically in Dubai. They've built downtown Dubai, Dubai Hills, Dubai Creek Harbor, amongst many others that are in the pipeline. This specific project is called Hills Edge. It's in Dubai Hills. Dubai Hills is one of the most fantastic communities, honestly, globally. If you've never been there, if you live in Dubai, please go. If you live outside of Dubai, then I really urge you to look into this community. It's a fantastic community. Very green, has a huge, that has an amazing mall, golf, barbecue zones. It's great for families, great for wellness and recreation. And this building in specific, we felt has a fantastic opportunity for high yield and capital appreciation. And handover is in Q1 2029, so it's not massively extended. So that's one of the projects that we have online right now. It's called Hills Edge. We believe it's a fantastic opportunity to really invest, whether you're an end user or an investor. I think this is a great opportunity to make returns from one of the best communities out there. Another one, which is in Dubai Creek Harbor. Again, if you haven't been there, please go see the amazing progress that's been done in terms of construction, traffic, the amount of tenants that are living there. Great panoramic views of the skyline, and there's a lot of and water in addition to open green areas. It's also great outdoor for people who love and enjoy being outdoor. There's great areas for sports and running and yoga. This building is called Silva by Emaar. It's literally on the waterfront in Dubai Creek Harbor. Again, based on our studies and what we've seen, there's a huge opportunity to invest into this project. I think it was launched over late in the summer. And we've been able to secure some units there. We really believe that there's a great opportunity in terms of both, again, cap appreciation and rental returns. And it's an up and coming area. Dubai Creek Harbor is definitely an up and coming area. And I say this to a lot of the investors when they ask me about this area, is if you had an opportunity to invest in downtown Dubai back before downtown Dubai was downtown Dubai, would you have done it? And the answer is always yes. We really believe that Dubai Creek Harbor is a great complementary area to downtown Dubai, and it's a great opportunity for investors to get in early as prices in Dubai can increase over time. Another one is Ellington. We really love and admire the work that Ellington does in all of their developments. They really focus on design. They focus on quality. They've always delivered a fantastic product. And part of our one of the things I didn't mention is because a lot of the properties that we list on our platform on the fractional side, we've done a lot with Amar and a lot with Ellington, and we've seen the opportunity when you invest with these developers over time, how much the price increase, how much of a premium these projects demand from a rental perspective. So literally, as soon as we launched Tailgate at Dubai, it's located in Dubai Silicon Oasis. It was reserved within hours. We had units immediately fly off on the platform. And we really believe that Dubai Silicon Oasis presents a fantastic opportunity to get into an up and coming area in Dubai. And the beauty of it is handover is in Q4 2027. So again, we're not that far off. Another one that we launched with Ellington is Windsor House. Again, we focusing on quality, fantastic size of apartments as well. And as soon as we launched Windsor House, we had properties reserved within hours there, which is really shows you the reputation that Ellington has established in the market. And again, the handover is in Q3 2028. And the beauty of Windsor House is it's located in Dubai South. So for those of you that don't know yet, Dubai South is the area where the new airport's going to be built. We've already seen a huge price appreciation over the last 12 months, specifically since the airport was announced. But even before that, you look at Dubai South as an area that, as Dubai continues to grow, it grows into that side of town. And having a quality product in an up and coming area is very rare. So really, we recommend and have put Windsor House because we believe in the opportunity in the investment there.
Yeah, and maybe one other quick thing to highlight is on these two Ellington projects, these units are exclusive to Stake. So they're nowhere else on the market. We've partnered with Ellington, and so the only place you'll find these units are on Stake specifically.
Sorry. And one of the things, one of the large projects that I wanted to talk about is El Tira Heights, again by Ellington, handover in Q4 2028. It's in Jumeirah Heights. It's actually one of the nicest buildings I've seen in that area. And we have stock in that area. We got it through them. It's one of the new launches that Ellington has recently come out with. Handover Q4 2028. Again, please check the platform and see the available opportunities and our neighborhood study for Jumeirah Heights. And that comes to the end of our webinar. Now's your chance to ask us anything. We'll be answering. I know the team has been busy answering a lot of the questions as we were live, but Dane, we'll just go through some of the questions and we'll answer them as we're online. Let's see. So escrow account is guaranteed for offline investment. How is this possible via Stake? So that's a great question. We are none of the money, the down payments or anything that you pay comes to us. It goes straight to the developer. We will not collect payments on behalf of the developer through you, on behalf of you to the developer. So everything that you pay will end up going to the escrow account directly to the developer. The only thing that you're paying through us is a reservation fee, which will then be transferred immediately to the developer. So you don't have to worry about anything coming to us, that we will hold. Everything goes straight to the developer and then they hold it into their escrow account. Okay. I own 2 properties with tenants. Can StakeOne manage it for me? I'd love to. We currently don't have our own property management arm. However, as we said earlier, we maintain a 97% occupancy across our portfolio. We work with some of the best property managers in the market. So if you want to reach out to us with your properties, we can introduce you to those property managers and they can rent them out for you. So please reach out to us on contact@getstake, and then we'd be more than happy to introduce you to them because they've done a really great job for our portfolio so far. Is there an AI assist in StakeOne to help with the investment? I can say, stay tuned. We're working on a couple of great things on our platform, and hopefully, our users will be pleasantly surprised. Would StakeOne be involved during the development of the property to check quality, construction, and so that's a great question. The reason why we've chosen some of the top investors and top developers in the market is because we know that they're going to build something that is of quality. Having said that, you will get updates through us that we get from the developer to ensure that you're always informed of the status of your investment on through StakeOne. Is Stake or StakeOne two different apps? No, I had said this earlier. It's one app, which is the beauty of what we're building. We're building a full real estate ecosystem from one app where you can invest fractional, you can invest in fractional properties, you can invest in full properties, and you can invest in funds in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and in the United States of America, all from one app. Uh, In the fractional investment platform, I see there are different developers, but in StakeOne, only limited to tier one developers listed. No, that's a great question. So one of the things that we're doing is we're expanding our developer list on StakeOne to include developers that we work with even on fractional. But you have to keep in mind that these developers would need to have off-plan properties. So if there's developers that you've seen on the fractional side and you haven't seen in StakeOne yet, it could be one of two main reasons. One is we haven't put them on the platform yet, and two is they might not have any off-plan property to sell yet. Once we start listing secondary properties or ready properties, which is coming in Q1 2026, you'll see a lot of those developers that we already work with on the fractional side to be put on the StakeOne side. I'll also highlight one thing. On the fractional side, we rarely work with developers directly. We work with the secondary markets. We are working through some of the top brokers in the market. And I'll highlight this. When we launch StakeOne ready properties, we'll continue to work with the top brokers that we currently work with to supply you with the best properties. So what we do today for fractional is we go out to the market, we work with the top brokers, they give us real estate. When we do ready properties in StakeOne, we'll continue to work with those brokers to give us the same properties. Can we say that StakeOne is a simplified digitized brokerage? You can, and you can also add to it that it's the only digitized. I'll add the word only in the beginning to say it's the easiest way to invest in rental properties in Dubai, full home rental properties in Dubai. That's how I would say it. Dane, do you want to take some?
Yeah, sure. There's one question here. I didn't attend from the beginning, but is there advantage of buying through stake and not through one of the developers? So I think the answer is twofold. For one, buying on stake, you get a lot more transparency. You get a look in onto the actual investment potential. You get the projections. You get the community reports. So we try to give you way more transparency to make the best investment decision you can. But the other thing is that when you buy through the developer directly, you don't get the experience of actually managing that investment through the stake app and through the life cycle. And so we want to provide you with the best experience of tracking that investment and then ultimately that all-in-one being able to either rent it out or sell it at the end. And you can do that through one app rather than you're a bit on your own when you buy from the developer directly. And we don't charge anything on top of buying from the developer directly. We don't have any commission for those services. So yeah, hopefully that helps. I'll take another one. Let's say something happens and I need to be out of the property before it's done. So you do have the option to sell your property once it reaches a certain completion percentage. It's not advised because it's a little bit higher risk because there hasn't been much time allotted since you first purchased the property. But it is an option. You do own the property, so you can make any decision that you feel you would like to make on the property. So again, you might not make as many returns if you exit early before handover, but it's an option if you need it. Sorry, I'm just seeing here. I saw one about the US. Okay. Okay, in terms of ownership, how is the ownership held? Is it like an SPV or will Stake be the investor directly? So there is no SPVs for StakeOne, and we don't own the property. You're the direct owner of the property. So the actual Ukud for off-plan registration goes directly under your name. When it comes to Ready, when we eventually launch that, you'll be the direct owner. We might in the future allow investors to purchase through an SPV as an option if they would like for certain tax benefits, especially for international investors. But that will be an option that we could provide in the future. But for now, you purchase the property directly in your name. Okay, the USA. How will I be able to invest in the USA? Would it be similar to fractional? Yeah, so you can see the US fund that we have listed in stake funds. It's similar to fractional. You can invest from as little as Saudi Real 500. Yeah, it's quite similar to fractional, except it's a private fund managed by a fund manager. So you can check out that listing that we have in stake funds. Okay. Yeah, the minimum investment required, it looks like we're already answering that, but it varies on project to project basis. So again, the advantage is that you participate in the payment plan. Some payment plans might have down payments of 10%, others might have 20, some might be even lower, but it depends on the project. So you can evaluate those minimum investments for StakeOne. Does StakeOne have projects with affordable costs? That's also a good question. So what we're planning on doing is listing projects across a variety of different ranges. As we know, investors all have different sort of preferences. You also will have a relationship manager that you can work with so that you can talk to them about your preferences so we can help you find the best unit as well for what you're looking for. But yeah, we do intend to list highly curated, but also in the range of different prices so it can be attainable for everybody. What else? Yeah, would StakeOne be involved during the development of the property to check quality? I think Rami, you already answered this. This is why we partner with tier one developers. But again, we want to provide you the best experience that we can in the app so that you can track those payments along the way. StakeOne brokers if we want to know more about these properties. And where in the journey can I reach out to them? Yeah, so as I mentioned, you can access a relationship manager at any time. So those will help you understand what your preferences are, see what project might be best fit for you, and then guide you through that investment decision and some of the detailed questions that you might have about the projects. So we do have relationship managers at your disposal. So yeah, you can reach out to them and we'll connect you. Yes, exiting off-plan investments is not possible for achieving 30% ownership. That's true. So that's what I was saying. You have to achieve a certain milestone of construction, but you are able to exit at a certain point. It's not advised, but it's an option for you if you need it. Will you be regulated under VARA? I don't know. But StakeOne is not regulated under VARA. StakeOne is regulated under RERA, or it's licensed by RERA. So that's the real estate regulatory as a broker. What does the incentive fee on fractional exits cover? Okay, well, maybe we could cover StakeOne questions first, but that just covers performance. If the property is sold at a gain, there's a fee on that aspect if the property is sold at a certain percentage gain. Do you have plans to offer borrowing and lending against fractional holding of assets? We would love to be able to do something like that. We currently don't have the ability to do so, but that's something that we will explore in the future if we're able to do that with regulation as well. Why are the funds handled in SAR only, for example, upcoming funds in the USA? Why can't I invest in USD? So our license for stake funds is in Saudi Arabia, which means that we need to collect Saudi Reals in addition. The fund manager is also based in Saudi Arabia, although the assets is in the US. So that's why we're accepting Saudi Reals directly instead of US dollars. So would have to pay a fee still. I'm not sure in reference to what, but
I can answer this one from on Enrique at which percentage of payment you can sell the property even before the handover. It really varies from developer to developer. Some developers request a 50% payment, some developers request 20% payment. It really varies. So I would make sure that if you're going into an off-plan property, you can make the payments. But also what I would say is every developer is different to another in terms of when you can sell before the handover. I think the rule of thumb is around 30 to 40%. Um, how are the contracts user managed between developer and investor? No, so everything from contract and deeds, we will once you invest, everything will be issued by the developer, and we'll send it to you. They'll send it to you directly, actually, and we can keep a copy. Dane, correct me if I'm wrong. We're building this to have a copy of those documents for you on
yeah,
our app.
yeah. We'll have a copy of all the documents in the app, and we'll be coordinating directly through the developer. Some communications might come directly from the developer, but most will be streamlined through us because we actually will be more responsive to you and what's going on with your property and keeping the documents in order and everything. That's what we want to do, provide you a transparent experience in the app where the developers might not, for example, all the time.
Perfect. Do we accept crypto as a form of payment? We will be very soon, and yes, we definitely have plans to. So stay tuned for that. Do these investments lead to residency as well? 2-year residency and golden visa? Yep, of course, and we can do all of that service for you hassle-free through the DIFC. We already have issued many golden visas, so if you are investing or buying a property for a golden visa, we can assist you with getting that. Can you buy a share of property after purchase it outright? On StakeOne, you would need to purchase a property outright. However, on stake properties, you can buy fractional shares of properties. What are the financing options for off-plan properties through stake? We actually currently don't have a mortgage for off-plan properties. We have the payment plans directly from the developers. However, if you do require a mortgage for a property, we can help you get one or introduce you to a mortgage provider that can get you one. Does Stake have an office in Dubai? Of course, we have it. It's in the IFC in Gate Avenue. The IFC, for those of you who don't know, Dubai International Financial Center. It's in Gate Avenue on the second floor facing the food court. We have the largest office here. Please pop in whenever you want. There'll always be someone to assist you. Do you pay rental income advance? On StakeOne, we can't. We don't. First of all, it's off plan, so we can't pay rental income on anything that's off plan or guarantee any income. On a stake, on the fractional side, we do have a rental guarantee for the first 3 months while the property is vacant, if it's vacant, to make sure that your tenant, that your rental income doesn't pause if it's a vacant property. Yeah, I think we've answered all the questions. How many people does Stake employ now in the UAE and KSA? Interesting question. I would say over 120 people between both. Yeah, I think we've answered all of them. And we still have 5 minutes left. So if you do have any more questions, please drop us an email on contact@getstake.com. If you have the app downloaded, you can ask our chat directly, and I'm sure we'll answer those immediately. I really hope you guys got a full understanding of what StakeOne is. We're very excited about this new product that we've launched. It's basically new business. It really allows people, and the reason I didn't say this earlier is People who have started with us fractional, we talk about the property ladder. They start with us on the fractional side. They go up on the property ladder, invest fractional, see what it means to own real estate, see what it means to own rental income, see what it means to own in Dubai, what it means to invest in Dubai, see what it means to be a stake investor. Once they get that comfort, then they graduate onto that property ladder to then buy a full home. So we really are building that ecosystem for our investors and people out there who want to participate in real estate, never have before or have before, but hated the process. It's a clunky process. We wanted to build StakeOne and Stake to really enable people to really graduate onto this property ladder from fractional to full homes, vice versa, and really just participate in the future of how real estate investment works. Thanks for everyone who attended. Thanks for all your questions. Thanks for all your support. We have a lot more announcements coming very soon. As you guys know, we've announced the US. We're already live in Saudi Arabia. There's a couple of big announcements coming very soon as well. So thanks for all your support. Thanks for your time. Thanks for listening to this. And if you do have any feedback, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We love feedback. We love customer feedback. So anything you guys have, let us know. Thank you very much. Have a great evening.
Thank you guys. Thanks so much.